Hello guys, welcome to another update. In this update I'm showcasing performance optimizations. I've put quite a bit of time in to optimize the system. I also did some redesigning of the pathfinding and physics system in order to drastically improve performance and get rid of any load spikes basically, and so you don't see any screen tearing. It's very completely smooth gameplay. I could probably run up to 500 ships on a high-end system, so very massive epic battles. Also, I brought back the Corvette class ship that I'm working on here because it has a launch bay, and in that launch bay is a fighter that I'm going to make completely functional. You'll be able to launch out. You'll be able to give orders to your to the host ship or mothership that you launch out of. Tell it to stop. Tell it to dock. So you'll be able to dock with it. Also, I've been thinking a lot about what I'm building here, and I believe that I can make this game multiplayer on a small scale, where you have a crew of up to 5 or 6 or 7 maybe crew members of the ship, and you'll be able to play the game together through the storyline. I probably won't be doing a strategy game like I said before, because the scope is just so huge for one person to build. I may be able to do it later after so much of the game is already built, but not the first game, because I do have to make some money and release a game in a reasonable time frame. And I believe that I can build the game in a year with the story and possibly a small scale multiplayer, meaning a crew, where you can have a crew on the capital ships, or the main capital ship in your fleet. You will command a fleet of starships in this game. Like, no matter what, that's going to be in the game, and there'll be a story, and it's going to be an action combat, epic action combat story-driven game, where basically a survival game too, survival exploration. Epic action combat strategy in the sense of command and control of a large fleet of ships, where each individual ship will have responsibilities to the whole. Each individual ship will have different abilities, different resources that you'll have to manage resources among the ships. Anyways, I don't want to get into that too much right now. I just want to show you this demonstration of 314 ships running completely smooth and stable, as well as having very complex models with no LOD system basically currently, and it's still running stable. So let's go ahead and get this show started. Oh yeah, one thing that I did add, as well as spending countless hours on optimization systems and doing redesign, is I added to the AI ships, I added a target lock system. I added a angular based rotation to the weapon hardpoint, so the ship has to get a target lock, and then currently the hardpoint can rotate up to 35 degrees in any direction in order to give the AI ships an auto aim, an aim assist basically, so they don't have to be perfectly straight aligned with their target in order to hit them, because I found that is very difficult to get the AI ships to hit their targets when they have to be perfectly aligned with them. So I added the AI assist, so basically their weapon hardpoints act like turrets but have a very narrow angle, and the ships have a target lock, so once they lock on, they'll start firing. The system also has a target lock speed. I built in a target lock speed. I built in a rotation speed for the weapon hardpoint. So basically that's the target lock speed as well. Among many other things, it's kind of hard to mention in this video, and I'm talking really fast because I'm recording this video at a very high frame rate, and it's going to take forever to upload. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started. This is also the basic character controller from Unity. I'm going to be doing a new character controller, a rigid body controller completely from scratch. I've also done some work to the explosion sound effects to quiet it down somewhat. Unless the explosion is nearby. I'm still working on it, and I'm looking for high quality sound effects. Here's a shuttle. I'm going to be working on the model. You'll eventually be able to walk right into this and fly out and engage in combat. I also increased the mass of the capital ships, so whenever fighters run into it, they'll basically bounce off. They will, if enough of them hit you, they will move the ship slightly.
Flight controls activated.
Check out the performance, not a single load spike. I can probably run up to 500 ships, no problem. Once the game is done, completely smooth, running on an i7. And the game will be scalable based on hardware, so I will be building that in. So the size of the battles that the player experiences will be based upon their hardware capabilities, so even a lower end machine will be able to run this game. And a high end machine will be able to run the game with massive, epic battles, basically.
Flight controls deactivated.
I'm still working on the pathfinding system. You'll notice that some of them are firing. They're getting a target lock, and then they're kind of pathfinding out of the way, and then they'll stop firing. As you can see, the target lock count up there above. I will be working, after I get the weapon systems done for capital ships as well, I will be working on flight behaviors and doing some very complex flight behavior programming and improving the pathfinding system along with flight behaviors. Oh yeah, one other thing is I'm going to be doing an item pickup system. We will be able to pick up objects, and I figured this will be a fun way to make this little game here functional. And I'll be able to reuse the software for picking up other items in the game, playing pool, doing various activities that you don't see in games like this where you can walk around on a spaceship. I think actually this will be the first game ever created to where you can play pool on a moving spaceship flying at warp speed. So that'll be fun. And there'll be other activities, and that's why I say I want to go ahead and add multiplayer. So you'll be able to play with your friends. You'll be able to come play pool. I mean, if you guys get bored or you're in a long warp jump, there'll be activities for you to do together on the ship. And I may even make some of the arcade games functional, where you can come play some arcade games, a multiplayer arcade game inside a moving spaceship at warp speed. So that might just be the coolest thing that you've ever seen in a video game when I get it done.
Flight controls activated.
Also, you may notice the ship G-force system. You can see the camera rotating. If you've seen prior videos, you've already seen that in action. It does work on any ship that the character controller is on. I can also swap it out when I build my new character controller easily. You can see it go back when I hit the thrusters. I'll be working on thruster effects, so when you use the afterburner, basically the thrusters get brighter and dimmer. All of the AI ships are using continuous collision detection on the rigid bodies as well. So I'm very pleased with the performance, given the fact that they're using continuous collision detection. And you can see that it's very smooth gameplay, and performance is fantastic.
Flight controls deactivated. Flight controls activated.
Even though these are some very complicated mesh, the Babylon 5 model SketchUp, it's unoptimized, it's very complicated, very high verts, probably about 60 million verts when I'm looking at the Babylon 5 station. And that's when you see the white line over there going up and down on the stats monitor is the rendering, basically, because there's no LOD on any of these models. Even the the Star Fury models are very overly complicated and could be optimized using Mesh Lab or something like that. I just haven't got around to doing it yet. And you know, basically doing a LOD system to alter the level of detail on the ships as they go far out in the distance, and that would definitely help with rendering performance. Alright guys, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. My next update, expect to see a lot of progress. Until next time.
Flight controls deactivated. Automatic landing engaged. Landing completed.